Hello, everyone. We'll be starting with the session now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 4C. Myself, Anshika Jain, and this session would be moderated by me. I, on the behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GS Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 4th World Conference on Information Systems for Business Management, ISBM, Bangkok, Thailand. The 4th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 25th and 26th September 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we will have 10 presentations, and each presenter would be given 10 minutes for the presentation and 2 minutes for the questions and answers. On 9 minutes, I will raise a very gentle reminder. And there is another request to all the participants that you stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any queries or any update, then you can write it to me in the chat box below. Just before we get started with the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session, Dr. Akhilesh Kumar Sharma. Sir is a professor and head at Manipal University, Jaipur, India, with over 18 years of rich diverse experience in academics and research, journals and conferences. His research interests include big data analytics, deep learning, classification, clustering methods, data mining, machine learning, and cognitive intelligence. Welcome to the session, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for
Like
such a
to
nice
share a quick
introduction.
opening remark with us?
Yeah. So I'm very
Thank you.
excited
Thank you
for
so
this
much, sir.
session here for all those knowledge sharing and welcome to all the authors. Looking forward for their fruitful presentations.
Thank you, sir. So we'll be beginning with the session now. First, First we have Twinkle to present the paper titled Automatic Speak Recognition for Gujarati Language, a review and scope of orthographic correction. Are you there? Yeah, I guess Twinkle is connecting to the audio. Twinkle, are you there? Twinkle, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. You may please begin with your presentation.
Okay. Hello, ma'am. Give me a minute, please.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, ma'am. Could you please confirm that you can see my screen?
Yeah, your screen is visible. You may begin now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Twinkle Patel from FCIT GLS University, and today I will present a work titled Automatic Speech Recognition for Gujarati Language, a review and scope of orthographic correction. This work has been carried out in the collaboration with Dr. Ankit Bhavsar and Dr. Arpit Jain from FCIT GLS University. Our focus is on developing ASR system for Gujarati, a low resource language, and addressing challenge like orthographic errors. Here, this is the outlines of today's presentation. I will begin with the introduction and Gujarati ASR. Then I will move to the generic model of ASR and methodology used for ASR, followed by literature review, findings, conclusion, and references. Okay, let's talk about what is ASR. ASR is a technology that converts speaking language into written text, which enable natural human-machine interaction. The ASR performance is affected by few factors like voice accent, background noise, speaking rate of the user, vocabulary size. While ASR systems have been widely developed for resource-rich languages, low resources language like Gujarati still face significant challenges due to lack of speech corpora, phonetic dictionaries, text data, etc. India being one of the most linguistically diverse regions in the world. It is the home to over 100 major languages, but many of them fall in low resources language group, like Gujarati. Gujarati, with its many sounds and complex structure, make it harder for the ASR to work correctly. Building ASR system for such a language is essential for digital inclusion, education, and cultural preservation. Now let's talk about the Gujarati language. Gujarati linguistic structure consists of 34 consonants, 13 vowels. Developing ASR for Gujarati not only aids communication, but also ensure the language is digitally preserved for our future generation. Now, let's move to the next part, that is the generic model of ASR. This is the generic model of ASR, which consists of all the components like pre-processing, feature extraction, acoustic model, language model, decoder, and post-processing. Now, what do you mean by pre-processing? It is like when you insert an audio file, the time taken by the file to get uploaded is come inside the pre-processing part. The output is inserted into the feature extraction. It is the process in feature extraction, it is the process which transforms raw data into a set of informative, compact, and non-redundant features. The output of a feature extraction will go inside the acoustic model. Acoustic model is the heart of ASR system. It is a part of ASR system that convert speech sound with linguistic units like phonemes. The output of acoustic model will inserted into the decoder and language model. Now, what is the role of decoder in this model? It converts the auditory features to sequence of words or phrases. And what language model do? It use grammatical rules and probabilities of co-occurrence of certain sounds in sentences. Then the output of this will inserted into the post-processing component. What post-processing do? The wrong or erroneous words can be corrected using this technique, and it helps us to replace them with the most suitable words from Gujarati. So this modular framework is common across all ASR systems, but evolves from statistical to deep learning approaches. Now let's talk about the methodologies used for ASR in the already existing papers. It is divided into three parts: the statistical method, deep learning approaches, and E2E model. Statistical method is the most traditional method. It is useful when large amount of data are not available. It consists of few techniques like HHM and GNM. Then the second method is deep learning approaches. Because of the advancement of the technology, deep learning was introduced. And this model, researchers find it more good because its ability to learn from the pattern. Then the next method is E2E model. It is the revolutionary method in ASR system. It takes raw audio as input and directly output text in one single model without breaking it down into multiple separate components. So our review shows that combining integrated features with deep model plus spell corrector yields the best result for Gujarati ASR. Now, this is the literature review that is done by us. As you can see in this table, early model focused on traditional statistical methods, but recent work shifted towards end-to-end deep learning. Several researchers highlighted the need for orthographic correction also, due to the Gujarati's complex phonetic and diacritics. This shows the research community is moving towards hybrid model that combine deep learning with language-specific corrections. Now, from all this literature review, this is our finding. In the first table, you can see the letter is getting swept. The single letter is getting swept in Gujarati whenever the ASR is trying to convert it. So ta is getting converted with tha, the is dha, sa and sha, and all the matras is also getting replaced. Now, the second table shows the character level error in Gujarati. This is happening because of the diacritic and phonetic errors. If you're going to change the matras and if you're going to change the word or character, it will replace the whole meaning. As you can see in this table, Hodi is getting replaced by holy. Hodi means boat, holy means the festival. So it's changing the whole meaning. So these are the key findings. This mistake leads to increase in word error rate because of wrong diacritics, confusing similar consonants, misidentifying standalone vowels, words that sound the same, homophones. Character level prediction can also change the word meaning. Some letters look or similar, cause confusion. Fast speech increase mistake. Word parts may get wrongly joined or separated. One letter error can alter entire word meaning. These errors reduce reliability, emphasizing the need for orthographic correction method tailored to Gujarati. So this is the conclusion. ASR for Gujarati shows progress but still face challenges. Future scope is improve grammatical accuracy, reduce error rate, integrate hybrid model. So our study highlight that while deep learning has improved performance, there's still a significant gap due to Gujarati rich morphology and phonetic complexity. So these are the references, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Twinkle.
Thank
Sir,
you,
do
ma'am.
you have any questions?
Me?
No, sir.
Oh,
Session
sorry.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very good presentation. There is only one question, Twinkle, like how you identify the limitation of this entire work, because Gujarati and so many other languages, many people are working. So your proposal of deep learning is fine, but have you identified some of the limitation of this work?
Yes, sir. Like I said before, it is because like the paper I had gone through, from all the papers I came across the few findings, like still there is accuracy rate is less, and word error rate still they are having a large amount of word error rate. So I want to use some models or something so that I can decrease the word error rate and improve the accuracy.
Okay, any suggestion for the peer researchers?
Uh, I think so. We have to go through all the techniques that they are using in the ASR. We can work on that because right now I'm still in the learning process of this ASR model. And I can find, yes, in all the components, still there's a chance of improvement.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your presentation. So
Thank
we'll
you,
be
ma'am.
moving on to the next presenter.
Can I stop my sharing?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have Nitin Ravi to present his paper titled Code Reviews Using Traditional Methods versus Hybrid Models. Nitin, are you there?
Hi, Anshika, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You may please begin with your presentation.
Yeah. Can you guys pardon me because I just had a power cut, so I wouldn't be able to turn my video on, and I'll be taking this with my mobile phone. So I'll try
It's
my
okay,
best
no
to
problem.
present the PPT through my mobile phone. Please let me know if there's something that doesn't work, and then maybe I could push to the last if that doesn't work.
Yeah, that would work better, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
I do have the PPT on my mobile phone too, so let me just try to share it.
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
try. Please try.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah. Nitin, are you able to share it?
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'm just converting it to a PDF. So
Sure.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, your screen is visible, Nitin.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for waiting. Hi guys, my name is Nitin and I'm from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapitham University, Coimbatore. I graduated this year, so I'm an alumni right now. Today I'll be presenting a paper that I worked on my final year. It's called The Code Reviews for Traditional versus Hybrid Models. This is exploring the evolution of static analysis tools to AI-powered hybrid approaches for enterprise code quality assurance. Now, let's look at what modern code review is and then understand what the topic is about and then deep dive into how we are addressing the different research questions. Start with, so by code review, what we actually mean is actually reviewing written code in enterprise systems. So there are different challenges for this, and the three main challenges that we identified to start with this research is that there is a growing complexity, which means that large organizations produce thousands and thousands of lines of code daily across numerous projects. And the next limitation or a challenge is that there are traditional limitations, which means that rule-based tools miss some contextual issues. And the current ways of code being reviewed does not include or like account for having some contextual issues, and they provide limited meaningful feedback. Moving on, then we have some enterprise constraints, which means that there are some high computational costs, data privacy concerns, and scalability challenges. And this could be, well understood from the fact that there are thousands of lines of code written every hour in large organizations, and in like multinational companies, the amount is going to get substantially much more higher too. Now, from this, we're arriving at two research questions that we want to address in this research. And the first one being, how do static analysis tools compare to LLM-based approaches in defect detection and code quality maintenance? And the second one is, how can combining SATs and LLMs deliver superior efficiency, defect detection, and developer productivity? So static analysis tools are basically the traditional method right now that we are talking about that is being used for code quality analysis. So I'll talk more about how SATs work and what why we thought of using LLMs and what the hybrid model means. But before that, we'll look at how the study is designed. So there were 30 participants, 30 undergraduate computer science students who were selected for this, and the actual code that we used to evaluate this had to be at least a minimum of 500 lines. And for simplicity and practical usage, we restricted the code to be in the languages of Python, C++, or JavaScript. And we also ensured that they had some proper version control usage and had a GitHub repository submission for easy access to their code and to be able to conduct the research. And the way that the analysis was conducted through was using the SATs PyLint for Python, ESLint for C++, ESLint for JavaScript, and CPP check for C++. And for the AI-based analysis, and that is the LLMs that we're talking about, we had used the GPT 3.5 Turbo, which was the flagship model at the time that the research was conducted. And for the hybrid model, we were combining both an LLM-based approach that is using a combination of results from both GPT 3.5 Turbo and also the results that the static analysis tools or the traditional methods came out. And before we dive into what this graph actually means, now let me just pause for a moment to explain how SATs work, how the result would actually look like, and what a result from an LLM would look like. So given a code snippet, what an SAT would do is ESLint, or let's say PyLint or PyCharm, what they do is they'd run analysis on your code. They look for errors, they look for bugs, they look for good practices, and they'd give you suggestions and a score based on that. So these scores were calculated using some quantitative methods and whatever metrics that these SATs separate. All SAT tools have their own set of outputs. We used a bunch of these outputs to combine them and give a meaningful score to normalize them between the different languages. And that is what the SAT outputs give. They do not take into account of the different flexibilities and like the likings of different developers. They are fixed ways in which they work. So for a given snippet, the output would always be the same. And LLMs, as we know, are dynamic. They have some contextual understanding. You can prompt them to do something better. And the result for a given input may not always be the same with an LLM. So LLMs have more flexibility in terms of what insights they offer. And a hybrid model is combining the output of what an SAT gave and then pass it on to an LLM and then ask the LLM to give the answer based taking into account of what the hybrid model or what the SATs or the traditional methods also give. And as we can see that now we can look at the graph and we can understand that the users were asked to then rate the results given by all three different methods based on accuracy, clarity, relevance, and usability. We can see that consistently the AI has outscored the SATs in every metric. And the hybrid model, while not as big as a jump as the AI models are from the traditional SATs, they are also consistently found to be higher than the LLMs, and also obviously the traditional methods of using an SAT. So now let's actually jump into what performance gains we had. And the hybrid models had a 49% clarity improvement over the traditional SATs. As we can see, let's just jump back and we can see that over clarity, we can see the jump between the red and the green is much higher. It's almost twice as big, right? So there's also a 25 to 30% overall enhancement. That is the average improvement across accuracy, relevance, and usability metrics. That is the overall average increase over the traditional SATs. And we also found that 83% of the developers were preferring the hybrid models for real world usage scenarios. Let's also take a moment to look at what the breakdown was between the different languages and the different SATs were. So there was 26.7% of users who used the CPP check or came under the CPP check, which means they had submitted their responses in C++. And there were 33.3% of people who had given it in JavaScript or which was passed on to the SAT ESLint. And the remaining about 40 something percentage of people had submitted in Python, which is kind of understandable given Python being the most popular language right now. So the key advantages of hybrid models is that there is a reduced false positives, which means the amount of times that the hybrid models gave something that were actually not right was decreased from 35% in SATs to just 15% through intelligent filtering. So while this may seem like a great improvement, which it really is, it is also a moment for us to realize that it is inevitable for us to have false positives in these feedbacks, which will still not come into considerations because developers writing code is going to be very different. Although there are best practices, not everyone follows them. So these suggestions and how we identify something as a false positive is based on the same developer who wrote the code who rates it if it is a false positive or not. So there's no real way to eliminate this, but this is a great way to reduce it. There has been some enhanced detection, which means that the increased valid issue identification while maintaining some rule enforcement has been a great advantage of these hybrid models. And it's also developer friendly, which we found out from some surveys and like understanding what the developer preference was, which we previously just saw. So there was a balanced combination of rigid standards and contextual semantic feedback. So let's just jump back and now connect these research findings to our initial research questions. So it is clear that while the first question was if LLMs can outperform traditional SATs, it is pretty clear that AI can outperform SATs. AI-based tools excel in accuracy and developer usability, and they provide more actionable insights than traditional methods because, as we just discussed, traditional methods are going to give you the same output for the same input all the time, while AI and LLMs are going to suggest outputs one step further based on how you prompt the LLMs to read and respond to these code reviews. Hybrid excellence is that hybrid models do achieve superior performance across all the dimensions, And this seems to be ideal for enterprise code review workflows. So this is one step further from just using an LLM and just leaving it over there. Combining both an SAT and LLM has obviously proven to be more useful than just using an LLM, as we had hypothesized. So what does this mean, and what is the future of code review from here? I say the hybrid model offers the best approach for defect detection, efficiency, and developer productivity by integrating SAT-driven rule enforcement with AI's contextual analysis. The traditional era, the rule-based SATs was the default for automated analysis. And with the growth of AI, there should have been more and more studies and people who were using LLMs for context-aware analysis. But they would still lack some enforceability because AIs are, just using an LLM is just too flexible for doing something as massive as code reviews, where there are going to be thousands of lines of code. The hybrid future is more scalable. It is developer-friendly review process for the modern software systems. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Nitin, that was a nice presentation, and I hope this contextual analysis you have already performed. So, wondering about if you have done semantic analysis as well. But have you done any validation on the data of this approach? Have you any method to validate it?
Yes, sir. So the way that we had validated and come to the conclusions is that I think the study methodology was not clear in terms of how the validation was done. So let me just clear up on that. So students who had submitted their code reports of code files of over 500 lines of code, they were passed on to all three SATs, LLMs, and a hybrid model, and the results were given back to the same developers. And they had to rate, because them being the owners of their own code, they had to rate or give all the ratings, and then they were the only way to verify, because we are not qualified, or we are not verified to give the score for their code, because again this is all going to be subjective. So the owners of the code were the ones who rated them based on the accuracy, clarity, relevance, and all of that we just saw.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Before moving on to the next presentation, I would like to tell everyone that please be ready with your presentation before as per the schedule. Next, we have TA Alka to present the paper titled Driving Change for People and Plant, a systematic literature review on the interplay between social innovation and sustainable entrepreneurship. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You may please begin with your presentation.
Ma'am, when I sharing my screen, they were asking for a request.
Now, can you share your screen?
Yeah, okay, thank you. Ma'am, is my screen is visible?
Yes, Alka, your screen is visible. You may
Okay,
please.
thank you, ma'am. So very good morning, all. My name is Alka. I'm a research scholar from Amrita School of Business, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Coimbatore. I'm going to present the paper on driving change for people and planet, a systematic literature review on interplay between social innovation and sustainable entrepreneurship. So this paper is mainly significant because of the sustainable entrepreneurship significance in reducing climate change, inequality, and exclusion. So the social innovation is mainly they are developing models, and also they are innovating practices which helps to meet the unmet needs in the society. So these two dimensions, like social innovation as well as sustainable entrepreneurship, is not interlinked in the existing literature. So here we are mapping with what is the interplay of these two domains, especially looking into the perspectives and significance of environmental goals and social impact. So because social enterprise, that is including the sustainable enterprises, which they are balancing dual value like economic and social well-being. So there is a literature gap that is still lacking on this interlink of social innovation and sustainable entrepreneurship. And this is a broader study. This is not related limited to any sector specific or industry specific. So here we are providing a systematic perspective. So this is the about a like background of the study, and why this study is important and what is the contribution is like that I already told that like integrated understanding is mainly looking by this the outcome of this study, and we are mapping with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for that is like contributing to the global relevance, and the practical relevance is mainly for providing insights to the policymakers and practitioners on which SDGs are looking by the sustainable entrepreneurs and where the prioritization is required. So major research questions, there are two research questions. First one is how does sustainable entrepreneurship promote social innovation? And second one is on what are the SDGs contributed by the social innovation of this sustainable entrepreneurs. So here we are using the methodology of SPA for SLR protocol, that is scientific rational procedure for systematic literature review and meta-analysis. This is developed by Paulato 2021. So in this, there are three stages: assembling, arranging, and assessing. There are 6 sub-stages also included in this purification steps. So first stages, here we are searching in the Scopus database for the identification of documents. Based on the keywords like sustainable entrepreneurship and social innovation, or inclusive innovation and sustainable innovation. So there are no exclusion that is done based on the study time, like time frame is not like based on that exclusion is not done. So there are a lot of papers that we come across up to this May 2025. Around almost 125 papers we have identified. That first paper is published in 2010. So we taken this 2010, especially when we consider this global like relevant agreements as well as practices is that is started from 1990s, but the paper is mainly coming from 2010 onwards. So this arranging phase is mainly this purification is happening like based on the language, based on the document type. Here we are selecting this articles, book chapters, conference papers, and review. So in this assessing stage is based on the evaluation how we are reporting the synthesis of these papers. It is especially through narratives, tables, and figures. So last we selected almost 65 papers during this filtration on the sustainable entrepreneurship as well as social innovation. So the research, this is systematic literature review. So we have looking into different dimensions to understand how the sustainable entrepreneurs are prioritizing social innovation in their ventures. First one is on the scope of social innovation. They are adopting the social innovations by inculcating this technology as well as non-technological innovation. They are practicing more responsible and impactful approaches in their ventures, and that is really contributing the sustainability by satisfying the community needs. And the key contributions is mainly in the areas of poverty, education, health, especially while looking into this underdeveloped regions while comparing to the developed regions that is mentioned in the existing literature. And they are prioritizing social and sustainable, that is based on the purpose driven business models, so which will helps to balance the financial viability, social cohesion, and community empowerment. So the next one is how the system of entrepreneurship is driver for systematic change. While answering this dimension, the first one is innovative business models. They are balancing social mission and financial development that is adopted in their business model. So that is one of the driver for systematic change. And then they are focusing on indigenous development because they are means covering all the sections of the society, and also this indigenous entrepreneurs also coming in the sustainable entrepreneurship aspects. So this inclusive solutions is coming into this indigenous development, and the leadership and experiential learning that is mainly coming to the education sector who is working in the sustainable entrepreneurs. They are also they are also incorporating this sustainability in their ventures in the education sector by developing value-based pedagogy that is satisfying the social needs. So the systematic solutions, especially in the financial sector, we can say that the ethical governance also they are practicing. So the social and environmental outcomes mainly by the sustainable entrepreneurs by prioritizing social innovation is product service innovation, which is based on align with the customers' needs in a sustainable way, and community empowerment through women, youth, and marginalized group inclusion, and that is helping for building community resilience and developing inclusion. So this affordable innovation is another aspect through making cost-effective solutions without there are local constraints also. There are constraints in terms of finance, in terms of policy, but apart from these constraints, they are also coming following with affordable solution. So we can say that there is an overall impact in the community, in the social, in the economic and environmental level by the sustainable entrepreneur social innovation. And while answering to the second research question on contribution to the sustainable development goals, here we are identifying this SDG 8 and SDG 5 on gender equality, accessible education covering SDG 4, and SDG 13 by climate action, and SDG 1 by poverty eradication, that is no poverty. So models which integrating social, financial, and environmental responsibility and sustainability aspects, these SDGs are covered. So when looking into deeper dimensions, by covering the sectors like healthcare, education, renewable energy, SDG 1, SDG 7, 4, and then 10, that is broader dimensions, reducing inequality by participating marginalized communities, that is also coming to this SDG 10 dimension. So we know that the pay as you go solar system is currently prevailing. So, and this mobile health clinic also, that is also coming to SDG 4 and SDG 7 dimension. So this eco-friendly practices by adopting circular economy practices, that is coming under SDG 12, and the climate action is also covered here. And the sustainable supply chain is also coming into this SDG 9. So we can say that the multi-stakeholder partnership is also fostered by the sustainable entrepreneurs. So that is coming into this SDG 17 partnership for the goals. So these are we identified from the synthesizing of existing literature. So while answering to the research question, first research question on how the sustainable entrepreneurs are contributing to social innovation. So we can say that the social, financial, environmental responsibility is balanced by the sustainable entrepreneurs. That will be helpful for satisfying the community needs, reducing poverty, promoting education, that is inclusive education, then healthcare facilities to all, and the gender equality, and also participation of marginalized groups. So the social innovation in this sustainable entrepreneurship, that is balancing like focusing on technological as well as non-technological innovation, that is creating inclusive solution. And these are the just summarizing what are the SDGs covered, that is I explained in earlier. So why the limitations of this study is mainly this isn't purely based on literature, secondary sources. So there is an empirical validation is required. So this is a basic study on sustainable entrepreneurship. So I'm planning to work on this in the coming years. So as a basic study on how they are prioritizing social innovation, how they are contributing to sustainable development goals. So that is only covered in this study. So there is a need for more future research in this area. And the theoretical implications is mainly this is a first one study that is like interlinking both social innovation and sustainable entrepreneurship and SDGs. So this is a novelty of this study, and this is the theoretical contribution, and this will be guide for future research, especially when looking into this each SDGs perspective, how these sustainable entrepreneurs, especially from different sectors, contributing to each SDGs more in detail. That is also like future research direction. And the practical implication, like from this study, there is a glance that is given on which sectors actually the sustainable entrepreneurship are contributing. So this is also contributing the entrepreneurs like practitioners and the social enterprises
Hi,
where the
sorry to interrupt you, but you have 1 minute to conclude your presentation.
yeah, thank you, ma'am. This is last slide. I will conclude, ma'am. And this policymakers and educators' perspectives on this community empowerment, inclusive growth by fostering and accelerating the current sustainable entrepreneurs existing in the real world, like in the global level as well as in the national level. So, and also the NGO collaboration is also maybe helpful for creating more impactful research as well as more practical application. So that's about the study, and these are the references. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
So we're moving on to the next presentation now. Next, we have Jyoti Verma to present the paper titled Integrated Lift Toilet System for Enhanced Accessibility in High Density Urban Housing. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Can you please begin your presentation?
Yes, let me share my screen.
Yeah, you can share now.
Is my screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, your screen is visible. You may please begin now.
Okay. Good morning, all of you. My research topic is integrated lift toilet system for enhanced accessibility in high density urban housing. as the global urban population is rapidly growing, leading to increased vertical construction and smaller living spaces. Simultaneously, there is a growing need for accessibility solution for the aging population and people with disabilities. Traditional elevators provide vertical movement, while sanitary facilities are fixed and often not designed with mobility challenges in mind. The integration of these two essential functions into a single system can revolutionize the personal mobility and hygiene management, especially in emergencies or for users requiring continuous care. This research aims to address these dual challenges through an integrated lift toilet solution. The objective of my research is to design an integrated lift system in which urbanization and increasing housing density have necessitated innovative solutions to address both space constraints and accessibility for individuals with limited mobility. So this paper presents a novel concept of an integrated lift toilet system designed specially for elderly and disabled individuals living in multi-story buildings. By merging the functionalities of the vertical transportation and sanitary facility, the proposed system aims to provide dignity, convenience, and emergency usability, particularly in high-rise residence and healthcare environment. So this is the objective of our research, in which we are going to design an integrated lift toilet system for the elderly and the disabled person. Now, this is the literature survey in which various people have already worked on that particular system. Now, in 2012, Resna has worked on that particular system. The key findings of that paper was he developed modular and scalable bathroom units through particularly design. Um, Now, it can be enhanced for mass deployment of affordable, inclusive sanitization in dense urban areas. After this, in 2016, Matty et al. Introduced a hybrid stair lift system with built-in home integration. Then, in 2020, MDPI proposed a smart toilet seat with adaptive tilt and height to assist the users. And after that, in 2022, Sita et al. Um, documented real world use of inclined lifts and ramps replacing the stairs. And after again in 2022, MDPI identified policy gaps and infrastructure rigidity in ring universe design, and so on. In 2023 and 2024, various authors worked on the uh, integrated lift system to overcome the uh, drawbacks of the existing systems. So, after reviewing the literature gap, we have identified the various research gaps. The gaps are the elevators and the toilet designed separately, whereas inadequate solutions in the dense housing and need for integrated space saving safe system. So, after identifying these research gap, we have designed a we have proposed a new system which can remove all these drawbacks. So in our proposed system, we have designed a compact lift cabin plus toilet module, which is a lightweight frame, walk-in vacuum toilet, sealed waste, HEPA filtration, backup power, and the safety sensor. So we in our proposed method, we have removed all the drawbacks which are exist in the uh, literature survey. Now, our proposed system can be used for the elderly, care homes, high-rise, emergency evacuation, smart homes, and disaster relief shelters also. Now, this is the prototype that we have developed. Now, this is the system. In this system, what we have a lift chamber by which we can increase the height of that particular lift depending upon the requirement. So, these are the dimensions that we have used for designing our prototype. Now, in this, we have used the lift system so that we can adjust the height as per the user requirement. So, in this system, we have considered the user needs assessment, CAD designs, and the structural analysis, integration of the toilet, ventilation, power backup, etc. And we have used our system for the safety, compliance, and the usability also. So, after testing the result, we have found that 87% felt more independent, 92% satisfied with the privacy, and 50% fewer fall incidents and no failure in 500 plus cycles. So after testing our result, we found that our system is better than the existing one. Now, there are few limitations also for the design system, as the installation cost is very high, and regularity legal clearance is also required, cultural acceptance barriers is there, and need for the regular maintenance is required. So these are the limitations of our proposed model. Now, at the last, I want to conclude that the novel integrated lift toilet system, we have designed the novel integrated toilet system with dignity and the safety, and it enhances the independence in urban housing. It aligns with the smart city and inclusive design goals. Now, in future, the proposed system can be enhanced by using the AI-driven health monitoring system, miniaturization for the retrofitting, waste recycling integration, and by using the standardization and the policy adaptation. Now, these are the references that we have used. So this is all about my presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Jyoti. Sir, do you have any questions?
No, please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So we'll be moving on to the next presentation. Next, we have Jyotika R. Yadav to present the paper titled Machine Learning in Intelligent Transportation Systems, a study based on emerging trends. Are you there? Jyotika, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
am I audible clearly?
Yeah, you are audible clearly.
Yeah, I'm here. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen and begin your presentation.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, your screen is visible now.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. This is Jyotika Yadav, and I'm pursuing my PhD from GLS University, Ahmedabad, India. My PhD topic in this paper is on machine learning in intelligent transportation systems, a study based on emerging trends. Okay. So over the past decade in India, the road network has grown by only 1/3 of the actual vehicle registrations, and the population of vehicles on road has tripled. So this urbanization and relentless growth of vehicle populations have given a boost to various traffic problems. So efficient traffic management has become a major concern for smart city projects. So my topic here is ITS, that is Intelligent Transportation System. So now vehicle networks, now because the vehicles on road, they communicate with other vehicles through various networks, through the infrastructures, sensors, and everything. So these vehicles have evolved into intelligent transportation systems. So ITS applies analysis, sensing, data analysis, and communication technologies to this huge amount of vehicular data that is collected to improve the safety, the smooth mobility, and efficiency of road transportation. So, in order to predict the future traffic patterns, data-driven decisions are essentially to be made for better infrastructure planning and development. Here comes in the role of ML, that is machine learning in ITS, because along with the use of advances in AI, ML, and the real-time data processing, we can achieve great heights in ITS technologies. Because with ML, we can improve the traffic prediction accuracy. We can handle the complex traffic data, and also external factors such as weather, some special events, or some water logging, etc. Considering all this, ML can be very helpful in predicting the traffic accuracies. So there are three main categories where ML-based ITS applications fall into. There are perception, where data collection is done, a prediction where prediction such as whether there would be a traffic congestion or a hike in traffic flow, or there would be a road anomaly, that is done, and management where post management is done. So these are broadly classified various ITS applications where with the help of ML, a great change could be made into building the future infrastructures. That is traffic flow prediction, road anomaly detection, congestion prediction, smart parking management, remote vehicle diagnostics, autonomous driving, traffic speed prediction, accident prediction, traffic signal control, and also travel time prediction. And based on in ITS, these techniques are again classified into four major categories: statistical math, which uses time series data, for example, ARIMA, various regression models. Then there comes the machine learning models and AI, where can be used supervised or unsupervised ML models. There are deep learning models like CNN, RNN, TNN, and hybrid models, where these models could be combined and the fusion of models could be used to get the best outputs. Now, this is a comprehensive study of the various literature that is done in ML-based ITS and specifically directed towards congestion detection. So based on this, it is found that even though research is ongoing in ML, in various ITS technologies using ML, DL, and hybrid models, they are being widely applied in ITS for prediction and management, but there still exist huge challenges where it comes to data dependency, the scalability of the model, the limited computational resources available, data set limitations, and hardware optimization. So there is a huge scope of research in this area here. So in spite of the progress, it still faces, these are the gaps that I have found in the research, which I would like to pursue in my further research, that is high quality and large scale data sets, ensuring privacy and security in ITS data, and developing scalable and real-time solutions which can adapt to the real-time diverse urban environments. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah, for this traffic management, there are a lot of research are also going on. So graph neural network and many other algorithms are utilized. So the first is the optimization, how you optimize better, and is it feasible for the Indian context traffic situations? So these are the two questions.
Sorry, the question was not clearly audible.
Yeah, so basically in the Indian context, traffic situations are very different. So is your research feasible with the Indian context traffic situations? And
Yes.
have you utilized this graph neural networks related algorithms or optimization methods?
Yes, sir. My research was driven with the Indian context where we could install sensors and collect data and run with the real-time data and use various ML models for that.
Okay, fine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation. We'll be moving on to the next presentation now. Next, we have Saranya to present the paper titled Smart Food Labels, a Systematic Literature Review. Are you there, Saranya?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. You may please begin with your presentation.
Yeah, sure. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Just a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may please start.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Sharanya, and I'm from Amrita School of Business, Kochi. And today I'll be presenting on my paper titled as Smart Food Labels, a Systematic Literature Review, co-authored with my guide, Dr. Reggie Kumaji. So I'll be setting first with the agenda. I'll be covering the abstract introduction, then the objective, literature review, methodology, results, finding, discussions, then followed by conclusion and reference. So now I'll be starting with my abstract first. Our study investigates the evolving landscape of smart food labeling amid the rising demands of transparency and ethics among the consumers. This study will be using SPA4 SLR protocol. We analyzed 43 peer-reviewed papers from the year 2015 to 2025, extracted from the Scopus database, and the analyzing tools were BiblioShiny and WASWIR. The key findings show that there is a shift from compliance-focused labels to an interactive consumer ones using QR codes and RFID, boosting consumer trust. These insights can be used by the scholars, policymakers, and industry to build a data-driven system. Now we'll look into the background of the study. The food labels are basically having a functional role in the global food system as defined by the FAO-WHO Codex, which deemed them as an essential tag or marks on the container conveying critical information. Their significance is underscored by their embeddedness within the global food law, where they function as a primary means of consumer protection and information transfer. However, there is a complexity in their usage because they have a mandatory requirement also, as well as a voluntary and optional one also. So the mandatory ones are like the country of origin, the warning labels, and allergen warnings, etc. While the optional ones are the fair trade, organic, halal, etc. Now, this regulatory framework is designed to ensure that the food labels communicate a vital aspect to the consumers. However, this also meets with a challenge as because the technical jargons and the complex scientific terminology often leads to consumer confusion, particularly during this era of food democracy and transparency. This act as a barrier and prevent consumer from fully leveraging and the information and this prevents them this creates a confusion among them. So there needs to be a difference from the traditional labels. Like these traditional labels have limitations, so there needs to be a difference. Now that is why these smart labels were there emerged that directly address this deficiency, and the interactive solution present as a key development in response to the limitation identified in the research. Now, this lead to our objective, defining our objectives that are the current state of smart food labeling across discipline. What are the dominant themes, technologies, evolution, and trends between the period of 2015 to 2025? What are the future gaps? Following these objectives, we coined research questions like what are the main focus areas, technologies in smart food labeling research? How have smart labeling system evolved over the past decade? Which discipline authors and journals are contributing most of this to this research area? And finally, what are the critical gaps or inconsistency in the literature that suggest future research? Now, I'll be talking a little bit about the literature review. That is basically the background of smart food labels. The terminology was first coined by Yam in his work 2005 as part of the intelligent packaging. The earlier researchers were focused on smart labeling as a component of intelligent packaging, especially like for the real-time quality monitoring and food safety aspect. For example, the time temperature indicator or the gas-sensitive labels. Now, there is a shift nowadays in the research. The studies nowadays are more focused on consumer aspect of it, how they are willing to pay more for the smart label foods and ensure authenticity and safety. However, despite this potential, the research still remains fragmented, and this is why we found this as a gap, and this is why we were motivated to do a review on this. The methodology that we opted was for the SPA4 SLR protocol developed by Paul et al. 2021. Now, there were 43 documents that we reviewed across the subject area of engineering, business management, psychology, decision sciences. This is the framework of diagrammatic representation of the framework. Stage 1, where we define the domain as smart food labeling system. The source types were journal articles, conference paper. In the stage 2, the mechanism like Scopus database was opted. The search period set as 2015 to 2025. Then the stage 3, the organizing codes were selected like keywords, thematic evolution, co-author, most relevant sources, and country-wide scientific annual production. Then the next stage, the inclusion exclusion criteria was set. The exclusion criteria was non-food industry articles, and like for example, medical field we did not include it. Total article that were there was 43. Stage 5, the analyzing method was bibliometrics using BiblioShiny and the WASWIR. The agenda proposal method is thematic analysis implication and the future research dimension. And the reporting was done using figures and words. The limitation is that the data is only from Scopus base and review limited to bibliometric data only. Now, coming on to the results, our bibliometric analysis covered 43 documents from 34 sources, authored by 211 researchers. The publication trend shows a sharp rise from 2021 onwards, with the peak outputs in 2023 and 2024. The leading contributor countries were Italy, China, Greece, and United States. India is an emerging in this space. The most frequent keywords were food safety, intelligent packaging, consumer behavior, QR code, showing dual focus on technology and consumer interaction. Now, the findings that we synthesized was we obtained one evolution thematic map that I'll be showing in the next slide. So these were the 3 core themes that we identified. The core themes included food safety, consumer behavior, and QR codes. These are the areas where right now the research is focused on. Then the next is emerging but underdeveloped themes that include the RFID, packaging design, and the sustainability aspect. And the niche themes like food supply chain digitalization, which are well developed but are at peripheral for this context of study. Overall, we observe that there is a shift in focus from compliance and safety towards a consumer-centric digitalization. The labels are no longer passive, they are evolving into an interactive system that connect the producers and the consumers. This is the map figures that I was included. First, figure 2 is about the thematic evaluation that I talked about. And the figure 3 is about the keyword co-occurrence. This was obtained from Vosvio, and the second one was from BiblioShiny. Now, moving on to the discussion and contribution. These observations reinforce that the evolving perception around the food labels is transitioning from the static regulatory instrument to a dynamic one. The core research theme that we found were 3, can be categorized into 3. First is technological development. That relates to the functionality of the smart label. The second theme comes around the consumer behavior, which relates to the smart labels. And the third cluster is on public health and environmental impact of these smart labels. Furthermore, the co-authors and country-level analysis furnish an overview of global research leadership and collaborative framework. Developed countries like Italy and Greece, China, USA, Canada are leading, whereas developing countries like India are still in a very nascent stage of research, guiding future international partnership and policy interventions. Conclusion, the study highlights a distinct transformation in food labeling, transitioning from conventional information sharing to advanced real-time consumer-focused labeling technology. While essential issues like consumer attitude, quality control, and are well established, developing areas like packaging design and RFID offer a theoretical and empirical prospect. The key area of research under the domain of smart labels are technology development, consumer behavior, and ecological impacts. Now, these are some references from my study, and thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Saranya. Sir, do you have any questions?
No question. You can ask from the audience if they have any questions. Yeah.
In case anybody has any questions, they can drop it in the chat box below. I guess no questions then. So we'll be moving on to the next presentation now. Next, we have Srushti to present the paper titled Stock Price Forecasting Using Machine Learning Models, a Comprehensive Analysis. Srushti, are you there? Srushti, are you there? So we'll be moving on to the next presentation. Next, we have Akshay Kumar to present the paper titled The Evolution of Network Architecture from Traditional Models to 5G, IoT, and Quantum Networking. Akshay, are you there? Akshay, are you there? So we'll be moving on to the next presentation. Next, we have Janani to present the paper titled The Gratitude Gap in Leadership, What We Know and What We Have Missed. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah, you may please begin with your presentation.
Yeah, just a minute. So good morning, everyone. So today I would like to present our paper, The Gratitude Gap in Leadership, What We Know and What We Have Missed, co-authored by my guide, Dr. Balasubramaniam. So basically, we are from Rajagiri Business School, Kochi, India. So basically, we are focusing on the employees' emotions and well-being, and the positive emotions, which how important it is among as humans. We all know that like emotions and feelings, and especially positive feelings and emotions, are very important in our lives. So appreciating one other is one among the important positive feelings that helps every individual to develop some kind of happiness. So when we look at appreciation, gratitude is one among those emotions or feelings, which is a very important aspect that everyone deserves in their lives. So gratitude is something, it is nothing but it is a kind of a positive appreciation kind, where we try to be thankful for something, or a kind of respect that we show towards something that we have received as a benefit, or some good things that have happened in our lives. So basically we'll be focusing on gratitudes that is happening inside organizations, which is one of the important positive feeling or an emotion that employees either show towards each other, or an organization showing towards employees, or the employee showing gratitude towards organization. So it can show go anywhere, but it is nothing but it is an attitude where a person who has got the benefit is being respectful or thankful to an organization or to another person. So how gratitude is important at the organizational level is that you are being showing a level of happiness or an emotion, where it is like recognizing the other people's work and how they have done like how they have received the good benefits in their lives. So it is basically workers are getting recognized for what they have done, and it is like respecting each other, and you are being thankful for the benefit that you have received from the other employees or from the organization. So there has been literature developed on gratitude and people have concentrated on this literature for so many years. But what is the main gap in the literature means it basically shows that basically in an organizational level, gratitude has been studied so far. The gratitude between employees and how an organization is being showing gratitude towards the employees, or employees showing gratitude towards an organization. But none of the research has focused on leader expressed gratitude, or gratitude from a leader's point of sight, where the leader is showing gratitude towards their team members. So this aspect or this angle nobody has studied so far. So our paper would be focusing on this gap in literature and how we can focus on leader express gratitude towards their team members, and how it can be studied in future. So this paper shows a throws light on such an aspect which nobody has studied so far. So here, what aspect we are looking is that whenever the team members understand that the leader is showing some kind of a positive attitude towards them and are being thankful, and the team members are getting recognized for the work that they have done, then what happens is that there's a growth that is happening both from the team members side as well as from the leader's side. So whenever a leader shows gratitude, the followers can understand, or the team members can understand, that the leader is being they are showing gratitude, and how what their intentions are and how that person really is, and that definitely will increase the happiness both among the leaders as well as the team members. So here we are analyzing leaders gratitude, what are the different types of attitude, and how we can bring an angle from the leaders type. So basically we have taken all the definitions of gratitude, and we are connecting that to the leadership's angle. So how we can connect to the leadership style, we can connect to the leaders expressed gratitude is something that we are bringing a new in like new contribution in our paper. So basically when you look at the definitions of gratitude, it shows that gratitude is a positive emotion. Basically what it means, that there are many definitions, but as a whole, if you look at gratitude, is nothing but it is a positive emotional reaction that we basically show towards some kind of received benefits. So it is being thankful and you're appreciating someone for the impact that they have created. So it increases a positive emotion both from the beneficiaries as well as for the people who are receiving the benefits. So how we can connect that to the leadership is that whenever leaders express gratitude, there is something different that is happening, because here the team members, it is a kind of a collective attitude. So there will be many changes among the team members attitude, like their pro-social behavior will increase, the team cohesion will increase, their efforts, and they will have some kind of morale within the teams. So here the leader are showing gratitude towards all the individual members as well as the collective contributions of the team. So here the when leaders express their gratitude, then the team members are getting affected in a positive way. So this goes both way, and it shows leader as a better person in front of the team members. So they will show some kind of commitment towards the leader, and that eventually leads to a better like employees among the team members. So there are three types of gratitude. When we look at the gratitude literature, there are basically three types, like trait gratitude, state gratitude, as well as collective gratitude. So trait gratitude, which is also called as the dispositional gratitude, is a gratitude or a person feeling thankful to some event that has happened in their lives. So when a person is being grateful, so a particular event that has happened, that is called as trait gratitude. State gratitude is a reaction where we show for a particular moment. That is, it is response to an event, but it is a moment that has happened. It will not be consistent throughout, and that can change from day from from person to person as well as from day to day. It can change. And collective gratitude means, as the name suggests, it is something for the collective result, something which we have achieved for being thankful for a group of members or to an organization, that kind of collective group. It is called as collective gratitude. So we can connect leaders gratitude towards collective gratitude, because it shows how the leader is being grateful for the entire team members of an organization. So it is we can connect the literatures of gratitude from collective gratitude towards a leadership gratitude. And basically, there are three theories of gratitude. One is the find, remind, and the bind theory, then the broaden and build theory, and the cognitive emotion theory. So when we look at the find, remind, and bind theory, basically the theory states that whenever people are showing gratitude or whenever they are being thankful, what happens is that it increases the social relationship among the people. That is, whenever you are being thankful towards someone, the connection between you and that person increases, that binding increases, and it overall happiness and the positivity among the members increases. So it is more focused on the social relationships. You are building social relationships more when you're showing gratitude. So in an organization, it is very important.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you have 1 minute to conclude the presentation.
Okay, thank you. So we have find, remind, and bind theory. Then the broaden and build theory, which basically focuses on the positive emotions. So whenever you are showing gratitude, the negative emotions decreases, and you are broadening the positive emotions. And the cognitive emotion is that whenever you're expecting something from the other person, then your emotion goes down, their gratitude goes down. So without expectations, you have to be grateful to the people. So basically, we have the antecedents and consequences of leaders' gratitude. So whenever there are certain elements, like when you when a leader receives feedback or appreciation programs or a positive feedback, then the leader shows gratitude again, which increases the team, like team members innovation, OCB, and their intention to leave the organization, all goes down, and there will be better leader member exchange, greater employee well-being. So that leads to the overall well-being of the employees. So concluding the presentation, leaders gratitude is something that nobody has focused till date. So we have given a light to it, where future studies can focus on empirical papers, because till date there are no empirical papers which focuses on leaders gratitude. And future research can focus on the empirical works, qualitative and quantitative works, which focuses on relationships between leaders and members, and how that affects the organizational culture and the type of expressing the gratitude. And there are many individual factors which again affects the leader's gratitude. So all these can be studied in future, which are the future research directions that we are proposing in this paper. Thank you, and that's all with my presentation.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so this topic is very interesting. Lots of knowledge also as a leader we get. And I think you have used some data set for this study or not?
No, we have not collected any data. We have just looked into the literature, and we are trying to throw into a new light. That's all. We have not collected data. We have not done any empirical work so far.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. We'll be moving on to the next presentation now. Next, we have S. Kritika to present the paper. Are you there? Are you there? I guess not. So, do we have Akshay Kumar to present his paper? Do we have Shrusti to present the paper titled Stock Price Forecasting Using Machine Learning Models, a Comprehensive Analysis?
Yes,
Yeah, Shrusti, please, you may please begin with the presentation now.
yes. Give us a minute. 2 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You may please begin.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Srishti Karti. I'm presenting you the paper of stock market price forecasting using machine learning, which is a comprehensive analysis. Let's dive into our project on stock market price prediction. Using machine learning. Stock market are wild, right? Price swipes up and down based on the global news, investor moods, and much more. Traditional statistic models often struggle to keep us the chaos because stock price don't follow simple linear pattern. That's where the deep learning comes in. We use advanced model like recurrent neural network, long short-term memory network, and gated recurrent units to spot hidden patterns in stock data without needing to handpick every features. Our focus. India's Nifty 50 index using historical from Yahoo Finance. We use normalizing for consistency. We tested a variety of models like LSTM, GRU, RNN, CNN, and two hybrid models, which call as Stock Ignite F and Stock Ignite C, to predict closing prices. Plus, we built a cool Steamlip app to make real-time prediction and visualization accessible for traders. Let's move on and see how we got there. Coming to the literature review, which is of deep learning role. Okay, let's talk about deep learning and such a game changer for our stock price forecasting project. Back in 1997, LSTM was introduced to fix a big problem with traditional RNN. They couldn't remember long-term patterns well. Fast forward to 2024, and studies shows that LSTM and GRU are outperforming basic RNN for stock data because they handle complex relationships so effectively. In fact, one study achieved over 98% accuracy using LSTM and GRU models, which is incredible. It shows these models can remember key financial patterns. We also found the hybrid models like combining 1D convolutional networks with GRU and LSTM often do better than single model. Even convolutional neural networks are greater for spotting short-term price movement. All these results inspire us to explore these models for Nifty 50. Let's see how we handle the data next. Coming to our data and how we prepare it. Okay, get into the nuts and bolts of the data. We pull daily stock history for 50 companies in Nifty 50 from Yahoo Finance that include opening price, closing price, high, low, adjusted closes, and trading volume. For this project, we zeroed in our closing price for prediction. In total, we gathered about 20,000 data of trading day. Pretty massive, right? To make sense of it, we normalize closing price to range between 0 and 1. So every company data is on the same scale. We also use 100-day look back window, meaning we looked at the past 100 day of prices to predict the next day's closing price. Each company data was scaled separately to preserve its unique patterns. This setup helped our models spot trends clearly and efficiently. Next up, let's talk about the model we use. Coming to the model architecture and training, all right, here's where the magic happens. Our model, we train 6 different type of models and normalize the Nifty 50 data.
Srishti, I guess your presentation is not moving.
Is not moving.
No, I cannot see it moving.
Now also,
Now also,
just a minute, please.
yeah, now it is moving. You are on model architecture and training. Yeah,
Okay, there only. Okay.
please continue.
Have you heard that model architecture part? I'll start it again. Okay.
Yeah, please
Okay.
continue from where you left.
Okay. All right. Here's where the magic happens. Our model, we train 6 different type of models which normalize Nifty 50 data. First, we have LSTM, which was awesome for sequential like price because they can remember long patterns. Then GRU, which are like a lighter fast version of LSTM, but still more powerful. We also use CNN to capture local patterns like short price spike. We have used RNN, the classic model for sequential data that can remember previous inputs. And finally, we tested 2 hybrid stock models, Stock Ignite F, which combine the sequential and spiral features, and Stock Ignite C, which integrate ARIMA with neural network for a unique twist. For each model type, we train 50 separated models, one for each Nifty 50 company. That's a lot of number crunching. Let's see how they performed. Coming to the recurring lead the way of results. So, how did our model do? We visualize the predictions and results are exciting. Recurrent model like GRU and RNN really shown, especially for the stable stock like Reliance, where does closely track the actual prices. A hybrid model, Stock Ignite F and Stock Ignite C, had higher error, especially with volatile stock like Adani. Those ups and downs were tough for them. RNN were great at capturing the deep and recoveries, while GRU nailed long term trends and bigger market share. CNN did well with short term bursts but trained to drift over long period. Overall, recurring networks like GRU and RNN seem to handle the Nifty 50 diverse market behavior the best. Let's break down, we measure their performance. Coming to the model evaluation part.
Srishti, again, I cannot
Again, this
see the.
happened. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming to the model evaluation to figure out which model were the best, we use 3 standard metrics, which is root mean squared error, mean absolute error, and mean absolute percentage error. These metrics tell us how far our prediction were on the data model hadn't seen before. The results: GRU and RNN consistently has lowest error across the board, outperforming the outer model. The hybrid model, especially Stock Ignite C, struggled to keep up the Nifty 50 unpredictable swings. It really shown that simple recurrent models can pack a punch in volatile markets. Let's dive into our key findings. All right, let's sum up what we learned. Our analysis confirmed that recurrent neural network, especially GRU and RNN, are fantastic for stock price forecasting. They overperform a hybrid model on Nifty 50, capturing market dynamics without needing over complex data. Speaking of hybrid, Stock Ignite F and Stock Ignite C were ambitious, but they showed us the combining model doesn't always mean better results. Sometimes simple is better. And our Steamlit app, it's a game changer. It takes all the complex code and turns into the easy to use tools for trader, whether there is pros or just starting out. Let's wrap this with conclusion and what next. Okay, conclusion. So, what's the big picture? Deep learning, especially GRU, is a powerful tool for stock price, bringing the gap between the theory and real world trading. GRU and RNN proves highly effective for predicting Nifty 50 stocks and simpler recurrent model for outperforming complex hybrid in volatile market. A streamlined ad that makes the forecast accessible and easy to understand for everyone. Looking ahead, we are excited to explore assemble methods to combine the strength of different models. We also want to incorporate new sentimental analysis to make our prediction even sharper and further tweak our hybrid model for specific market conditions. Okay. That's our presentation. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah, this is a good presentation. So you can go ahead in the next presentation.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Will you please stop sharing your screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So I guess we are done with the session now. So I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this fourth version and all the previous three versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the fifth version in 2026 as well. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days, and the publication would be live within 7 to 8 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2025. Before ending this session, I would like to take a moment to thank our session chair, Dr. Akhilesh Kumar Sharma, for chairing this session. Thank you so much, sir. This is a token of appreciation on the behalf of whole team of ISBM 2025 and Global Knowledge Research Foundations and partners. Would you like to share a quick closing remark with us?
Yeah, thank you for this appreciation. We also appreciate your efforts, Anshika, and we are thankful for the Great Foundation for the organizing this event. And in the future, we are also looking forward to that. For it.
Thank you so
All the
much.
participants and congratulate all of them to share their research ideas. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presence. So I request everyone to kindly switch on their cameras for a quick snapshot. Everyone, please turn on your cameras for a quick snapshot. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.